One of my most favorite topics to always discuss is people always, everywhere you go, they always make this statement. They say, man, they got me messed up. They got me messed up. Really, they cursing. They say something else, but I'm not going to say the F word. But they be like, man, they got me messed up. I ain't paying nothing. Well, yeah, they do have you messed up, because remember, the pen is more mighty than the sword anytime that you dealing in America. So it's something that you have to learn. You really need to accept it. So yes, if you don't pay a bill that you say you're going to pay, they do have you messed up, because they're going to mess your credit up. What they're going to do is they're going to send you a couple letters, and they're going to send you to collection agency. And typically, by the time it hits the collection agency, you have write-off on your credit. That's one negative file. It's going to be on there for 7 years. And then you're going to have a collection agency. 9 times out of 10, you don't even pay them back. So your credit's going to be messed up twice. And to me, the biggest thing that I see go wrong with 18-year-olds, as soon as they get out of high school, they go buy a cell phone. And it's funny to me, because they get a cell phone and they run the minutes, and they're like, I'm not going to pay it back. All right. So it's first started at $300. So then you don't cut it off. So they charge again, so now it's up to $400. Then $500. Then they boom hit you with that $200 cancellation fee. So at that point, you owe $700 on a bill that was $300. And you hadn't used the phone 3 or 4 months. You think you're going to pay that? Nope, because they got me messed up. Yeah, they got you messed up. Because what they're going to do is they're going to write it off, which means you're going to have one negative. And then what they're going to do is they're going to actually put it to a collection agency. So that's going to be 2. And if you don't pay the $700 off, you're going to suffer in the long run, because a year down the line, you're going to want to get you a new truck. Well, you know, gas is kind of high, so you might not get your truck. So let's say you want to get a new car. Well, instead of being able to have like a 5% interest rate or a 6% interest rate, the way the economy is now, you're stuck with a 12 or 13 just because you didn't pay your cell phone bill. So that same $300 that you should have paid at first, that turned to $700, by the time you apply your loan, 3 or 4 months, you done paid $700 extra. So it actually was cheaper for you just to go ahead and not let them folks have you messed up and say, you know what, I don't like what they're doing, but for the respect point, I understand that I don't want this to mess up my credit. I'm focused. I'm like straight focused on this 725 score. I'm focused on as high as credit score I can get as possible. I'm going to go ahead and pay them. And that means you got to have 2 cell phones, negotiate price plans, you do whatever. But that's just an example of one thing that they have. Another thing, too, I see that people go through is they get upset because they get a car and something go wrong with that car. So, man, they're like, man, they got me messed up and take it back to the dealership. So you get mad, take it to the dealership, boom, they fix it. So they're about 3 or 4 months down the line, something else go wrong with it. Man, I ain't paying this stuff, I'm not paying this car. So you decide, okay, you're not going to pay it off. So you go drive it up to the dealership and you drop it off. The dealership already got their money. You finance it through a bank. So they're paid. So the only thing that happens is they just get back to the bank. So they get back to the bank, and guess what? You're going to have a write-off on your credit. It's going to be sent to a collection agency. It's going to be a repossession. So that's going to be 3 negative things on your credit for the next few years. And all of a sudden, you decide, okay, you know what? I want to get me another car. What bank's going to trust you? And if a bank does trust you, you're going to get a high interest rate. So sometimes it's better to go ahead and just finish what you started, which is the whole point. You can have either A, they can have you messed up, and then you're going to be messed up, like you said, or B, you can be upset, but then do the most respectable thing, go ahead and pay it. And that's going to be it on this lesson. If you have any other questions, because we're at like a stopping point as far as different topics, please go ahead and email me at Uncle Jason at 725creditscore.com, or go to youtube.com/725creditscore, and those are ways you can be able to get in touch with me on video responses. Thank you.